Germany lost its influence in the Middle East due to the misguided strategies of Washington, which failed to grasp the complexities of the region. The arrogant "my way" or the highway approach inevitably leads to failure. Germany should consider severing its close ties with the US and NATO. Additionally, it should cease its political maneuvering against Turkey, as Turkey holds significant strategic importance in the Middle East. There is still a prevalent sense of racism and superiority in Germany, akin to attitudes seen in Japan. However, the global landscape has shifted. Turkish workers no longer need to migrate to Germany to work under subpar conditions. The European Union is facing severe financial challenges, and Germany will bear the consequences of its stance on supporting Ukraine against Russia. While the world has progressed, Germany's mindset remains outdated. Germany's Middle East missteps, the fallout of Western policies, and the need for change. Germany's declining influence in the Middle East is a consequence of flawed strategies championed by Washington. Over the years, U.S. policies have often been criticized for their simplistic, one-size-fits-all approach, failing to account for the intricate socio-political dynamics of the Middle Eastern region. This "my way" or the highway mentality has led to a series of geopolitical setbacks, affecting not only the U.S. but also its allies, including Germany. Historically, Germany's role in the Middle East has been shaped by its alliances within NATO and its close relationship with the United States. Following World War II, West Germany aligned itself with Western powers, positioning itself as a key player within NATO. This alignment continued after reunification, with Germany maintaining a strong transatlantic relationship. However, this dependency on U.S. foreign policy decisions has often placed Germany at odds with the complex realities on the ground in the Middle East. The consequences of misguided policies. One of the most glaring examples of the failure of Western strategies in the Middle East is the Iraq War. Initiated by the U.S. in 2003, the invasion was premised on the existence of weapons of mass destruction, which were never found. The destabilization of Iraq had far-reaching consequences, contributing to the rise of extremist groups like ISIS and triggering widespread regional instability. Germany, despite not being a direct participant in the invasion, found its interests in the region compromised by the ensuing chaos. Moreover, the Arab Spring uprisings that began in 2010 further exposed the inadequacies of Western approaches. While the movements initially promised democratic reforms, the resulting power vacuums and subsequent conflicts underscored the West's failure to support sustainable political transitions. Germany, often through its EU partnerships, struggled to formulate effective responses, caught between supporting democratic ideals and managing the fallout of increased migration and security concerns. Reassessing alliances, a need for German autonomy. Given these historical lessons, there is a growing argument for Germany to reassess its alliances and consider a more independent foreign policy stance. Severing its close ties with the U.S. and NATO could allow Germany to develop strategies that are more attuned to the specificities of the Middle East. This shift would enable Berlin to engage with regional players on its own terms, fostering relationships based on mutual respect and understanding rather than dictated by transatlantic loyalties. A critical aspect of this realignment involves Germany's relationship with Turkey. As a pivotal nation straddling Europe and the Middle East, Turkey holds significant geopolitical importance. However, Germany's historical and ongoing political maneuvering against Turkey has often undermined this relationship. For instance, issues related to Turkey's EU accession process and disputes over human rights and democratic standards have created tensions. Yet, Turkey's strategic location and influence in the region cannot be ignored. A more collaborative and less antagonistic approach towards Ankara could enhance Germany's standing and influence in the Middle East. Addressing domestic issues, racism, and labor dynamics. Internally, Germany must confront its own social issues to effectively reposition itself on the global stage. Persistent racism and a superiority complex, reminiscent of attitudes observed in Japan, continue to mar Germany's image. This is particularly relevant concerning the Turkish diaspora. In the 1960s and 70s, Germany invited millions of Turkish workers under the Gastarbeiter, guest worker, program to help rebuild the post-war economy. These workers often faced discrimination and were treated as second-class citizens. Today, the situation has evolved. Turkey's economy has grown, and opportunities within the country have reduced the necessity for Turkish workers to seek employment abroad under inferior conditions. Germany must recognize this shift and work towards integrating its Turkish population more equitably, ensuring that they are valued members of society rather than remnants of a bygone labor policy. Economic challenges and foreign policy consequences. The European Union, of which Germany is the economic backbone, faces significant financial challenges. The ongoing conflict in Ukraine, where Germany has taken a strong stance against Russia, adds another layer of complexity. Supporting Ukraine has strained Germany's resources and political capital, potentially jeopardizing its economic stability. As the world undergoes rapid changes, countries like Germany must adapt their foreign policy and internal dynamics. Clinging to outdated mindsets and policies risks further marginalization on the global stage. A forward-thinking approach, embracing autonomy and fostering genuine partnerships, particularly with key regional players like Turkey, will be crucial for Germany's future influence and stability.